I'm sorry, we've eaten into your
And
time.
there's another group also meeting today, it's Sophia.
Can we let Ingi start her
Yeah.
presentation? Okay. Okay, now here comes the Asian scholar.
Yes.
Oh, you have one of these too?
Yuri Ani Tribedi. That sounds right. That's great, thank you.
Next month.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for coming for my presentation. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ingi Yuliani Pribadi. I'm a school teacher. I teach junior high school, and the name of the school is SMP Negeri 2 Bandung. I'm from Bandung, West Java, Indonesia. And my presentation is about the genre-based approach to teaching English and increasing awareness about environment. I will start my presentation by reading the notion from my government about the teaching of English, so you will know about what my government's statement and position about English. It is from the Department of National Education. You can read together. As a language which is used by more than half of the world population, English is ready to carry out the role as the global language. Apart from being the language for science, technology and art, this language can become a tool to achieve the goal of economy and trade, relationship among countries, social cultural purposes, education and career development for people. The mastery of English can be considered as a main requirement for the success of individual, the society and the nation of Indonesia in answering the challenges of applying the global level. The mastery of English can be acquired through various programs. The program of English at school seems to be the main facility for Indonesian students. You can see from the statement that it reflects that Indonesian government is concerned on English, and Indonesian government is concerned on English that should be mastered well by the students. To be a global citizen and to be able to compete with the other country in a globalization. And it is our responsible for teachers to design a teaching learning process to achieve the golden purpose from our government. So English curriculum in Indonesia is underpinned by systemic functional linguistics. If you are not familiar with the SIOPL, do not worry because I will explain it later.
Thanks.
SFL involves GBA, which is concerned with the relationship between language and its function in a social context or social settings. And again, it indicates that Indonesian government is aware to the necessity for the teaching of English, which is functional and can lead the students' ability in using the language in context. So because I am the teacher at junior high school, I would like to introduce the scope of teaching of English in junior high school in Indonesia. The first one is discourse competence. The students should be able to produce the text, oral or written, relies in 4 language skills to achieve the functional level of literacy. So we do not separate the skill, but we teach the student based on integrated skill. Competence to understand and produce short text in procedure, descriptive, narrative, recount, and report, and other texts. Linguistic, socio-cultural, and strategic competences. In Indonesia, in junior high school, the 7th grade student should know about descriptive and procedure. And in the 8th grade, the teacher should explain about descriptive, recount, narrative, and exposition. In the last year of junior high school, the student should understand about report, narrative, procedure, explanation, and news item.
Excuse me, when did they start studying English?
At the first year of elementary school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So actually my presentation is going to share with you about my experience in implementing genre-based approach in my classroom. and it is integrated with other subject, which is environmental education. The teacher, in this case, I employ genre-based approach to the classroom, which involves 4 stages of the curriculum cycle. The first one is building knowledge of the field, and the second is modeling of the text, and then joint construction of the text, and the last is independent construction of the text. After the students go through certain stages in curriculum cycle, it provides students with some knowledge of environmental issues and raises their awareness about the need to protect the earth from further damage by writing the text on environmental issues, as you can see there, and discussing the global warming or the environmental issue at class. So the research question of my study, the first is, how do the teachers implement the genre-based approach in teaching news item with the content of environmental education? And then how do the students develop their writing ability in writing news item with the content environmental education? And then what are the students' responses toward the implementation of the GBA with the teaching a news item text with the content of environmental education? This is the theoretical framework of the study, that environmental education is integrated with English, which is underpinned by GBA. I did this project by doing some collaborative work with environmental education teachers. So GBA is a model which explores systematically how the structure of language enables people to achieve their purpose in social context. Genre is a category that describes the relation of the social purpose of the text to language structure. So here in this project, the students not only learn about the linguistic aspect of the language, but also they can learn about the other subject, which is environmental education. So the contextual framework of the relation between GBA and integrated learning can be also called genre cross curriculum. That is, genre has been defined as the ways we get the things done through language, the ways we can exchange information and knowledge and interact socially. So through language, students can learn something and interact with each other, not only between teacher and student, between students and students, but they can also interact with their community. So we can set out to analyze the language used in a particular social context to see how its structure enables people to achieve goals in that context. SFL is the complete interconnectedness of linguistic and social, which the focus in how people use language to make meaning. So the students really use the language in the real context. So in environmental education is a process of learning which is done to help the students to understand the living environment. And the final purpose is to enhance the protection and responsibility to the environment. It is to create human who has responsibility in interacting with the living environment. So it's also about the social context. So to achieve the purpose of environmental education, according to Indonesian curriculum, it is suggested that the teacher should design the learning process which can guide the students to think creatively and provide them with life skills through joyful learning. And it is expected that genre-based approach can provide students with the joyful learning. So the method, yes?
I'm sorry. Does that mean that you have to create your own curriculum?
No. I will explain later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
About the curriculum.
Right.
So the method that can be implemented in environmental education, which is integrated with GBS, discussion, investigation, demonstration, and problem solving and group work. So environmental education is integrated with the subject. So in Indonesia, environmental education is integrated with this other subject which has relation between living things and its environment, such as science, social study, physical education, of course, language. So in this study, we have a guidelines from our government, our national curriculum, but the teachers should design the teaching and learning process by ourselves. So the teacher designed the teaching materials of news item text with the content of environmental education based on competence standards of reading, writing, listening, and speaking. To achieve the competence standards, the teacher should introduce the social function, the generic structure, and the linguistic aspect of news item text to the students so they can understand what they are going to learn about. This is the news item text, which the students should know about. The social function is to inform readers, listeners, or viewers about the event of the day which are considered newsworthy or important. The students should know well the social function of the text. And then, because they are going to write the text by themselves, they have to know the generic structure of this text. So in the first paragraph, that they should write at the first time is the newsworthy event. They should recount the event in summary form. And then in the next paragraph, they should write the background event. They should elaborate what happened, to whom, and in what circumstances. And then in the last paragraph, they should quote from sources. It is a comment by participants, viewers, or authorities. In conducting the rule-based approach, the teacher should apply the basic principle of GBA. The first one is language learning is a social activity which allows the collaboration between the teacher and the students, and between students and other students in the group. You can see that 5 students do group work in doing some recycle project. And because language learning is a social activity, it allows students to have discussion with the teacher, with the other students, and also with the community around them. And then it employs an explicit teaching which will make the learning more effective. So the teacher should explicitly tell the students what they are going to learn, what is the process of the learning, and what is expected from them after the learning is done. And then apprenticeship teaching, in which students act as apprentices and teachers plays as an authoritative role. So the teacher is an expert of the language, and the students can work together, discuss everything about language with the teacher. So the teacher can guide the students through a scaffolding process for the learning English. And then the students and the teachers should go through the certain stages of the GBA curriculum cycle. The first one is building knowledge of the field. This is the first cycle of the curriculum. In this stage, the main emphasis is to build students' understanding on the content. So, because they are going to learn about environmental education, the teacher give them a lot of reading materials. They should make a reading log, what they have read about, and then they should also make a mind mapping about that, and they should take some important information that they can use to write at the next stage. And then we can also have a full class discussion, watching video, and etc. What I have done in my classroom is watching video, and we have also discussion time in this stage. I take from YouTube about 10 surprising effects of global warming. We watch video and we have class discussion. I ask a lot of questions about global warming to my students, about their opinion about global warming, and then what is the cause of the global warming, what will they propose to the government as teenagers to prevent global warming. And then we also read articles and discussion. I take from Picking News English. This is a news item text about global warming and also about illegal logging. There are also certain classroom activities here. We have debate, we have class discussion and a closed procedure. And then to engage students more in learning English, we have field trip to Car Free Day trip. Car Free Day is one day in all big cities in Indonesia which without transportation every Sunday from 6 to 12. Yes. Car Free Day trip, the students are reporting the news about what happened there, and then they also did some interview to people there. And then they also participate at CFD by riding bicycle because there is no transportation, also cars. So they ride bike to CFD, and the teachers come with them, teachers of English and the teacher of environmental education also come. This is the video which was made by my students when they
Is it plugged in?
So you can see what happened in Car Free Day in Indonesia. They made by themselves. I didn't help them. All the people ride bike. No cars, no motorcycle, no transportation, only bike and walking. This is our main road in Bandung. Every week on Sunday from 6 to 12. The student did the interview in our language, but they should make a subtitle in English so they can learn some vocabularies. You can still see the grammatical mistake when they write the subtitles. It doesn't matter because it's still in building knowledge of the field, because the main emphasis is not on grammar but to engage the students with the learning.
Right. Okay, now you say 6 to 12 on Sunday.
Yes. Every
Is that
week.
the main part of their
Yes.
day? It seems like very early.
The
for me.
main street in the city.
Yeah, but I mean, like afternoon, it's all back to cars, right?
Yes.
What's the purpose again of having a car free day?
The purpose of having Car Free Day that it is our government effort to participate to prevent global warming.
Global warming.
How do they get the video?
They shoot the video by some they use video camera, but some students use their
Phone.
They make a subtitle.
Ini untuk SD dingin, adaptasi dari Korea, jadi di luar Korea mah untuk makanan
So they can learn the language by writing some subtitles.
Does the school provide the equipment for them to do this?
Oh no, the students doing by themselves.
What about the computer software for editing and stuff?
Yeah, they made by themselves. They made by their computers.
Okay.
You can see the other videos.
For the cyclists, are the helmets required?
For the but not really.
Not
Because
really.
yeah, some people not use it.
This is an NBC News special report.
They are very creative.
That's the NBC News I want to see.
What grade are these students? How old are they?
They are 14.
Including you, yeah, it's fun, yeah, it's nice, day and night, riding by. Hey, hey, kawan, hey, bersiaplah, waktu kita pun telah tiba. Mari kita bersepeda, mari kita cerahkan hari. Asyiknya bila bersepeda, berkeliling kota Jakarta, berkayu dengan sukacita. Ku rasakan indah dunia bila ku berani bersepeda bersama yang gembira. Senangnya hatiku bersepeda.
It's a family time on Sunday.
Kayu sepedaku, oh tanpa sedikit pun ragu. Ku merasa hari ini indah dan kan cerahkan hariku. Asyiknya bila bersepeda, berkeliling kota Jakarta.
Very artistic.
Into the video. also have visit to recycling production house. And in the recycling production house, the students learn how to make a handicraft from plastic, and they are very happy to learn something new.
A quick question.
Yeah.
How do you make time for them to share their videos? Do they do that in class?
Yeah, at class.
So,
Actually, after they made the video, they have to present it to the whole class,
Right.
and they act as a reporter, and this their video, and they act as reporter.
Okay.
How long does it take them to make a video?
A week.
Really?
Yes.
Do they all have the shooting gadgets like a video camera?
No, by their handphone, by their small camera.
Is this a general public high school or?
Public junior high school. It's a government school.
Can't quite see that happening at the public high school.
You look at the
So also they had recycling activities with environmental education teacher. They make a soap from wash oil to become a new soap like that. And they're also recycling used clothes. They make toys from clothes and something useful. And then after they have enough and adequate understanding of the content, the teachers go through to the next stage, which is modeling of the text. In modeling of the text, the teacher give the students good text of news item text and explain about the social function of the text, the schematic structure of the text, and we talk a lot about grammar or linguistic aspect of the text. After the students understand well about the generic structure and linguistic aspect of the text, we have joint construction of the text. So yeah, this one is joint construction of the text. And I asked my students to think about one title which is related to global warming, and we choose one of the titles in this class, Our Planet is Melting Now. And I asked my students to think about the noun, the verb, and the adjective, and then they write it. And then I asked my students to think about the sentences which are suitable for newsworthy. And then after we finish to write the newsworthy, we also write the background events and then to the sources. We did it in a whole class activities.
Wow.
Do you have nouns and verbs and what's the
Adjective.
adjectives? Okay.
So
And
we
then you
construct
write
the text based on the word that the students have
Brainstorm.
given to us. So it's kind of messy, but nice.
How long is one of the class periods?
80 minutes for one meeting, and we have 3 meetings in a week.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
This is at the end of an 80-minute class.
80 minutes. And then after they have experience to write with their friends, the teacher asks them to write by themselves individually. They should go through certain stages in the process of writing. We have drafting, and then after drafting we have revision, and then sharing, and then editing, and then after that we have publishing stage. This is the drafting and the referencing. The students do drafting and find references from internet. In group work, they can find references. You can see how they engage to each other, and they also use their laptop. We have digital library, but the students prefer to bring their own laptop because we have Wi-Fi at school, so the students can access internet every part of the school.
Okay. That brings up the question that in some places in Japan, how do you keep them from going inappropriate with internet access?
We block some sites because the IT teacher, are the administrator,
That's right.
and we block some signs so they cannot access.
It's an outlet for any public, any school system.
And so the students cannot access any inappropriate site except the teachers.
We'll see, like in JALTOmiya City, the teachers also can't. And there's a section that basically, there's a man in the city who does nothing but look through what people are trying to access that they shouldn't be able to. That's someone's job in JALTOmiya City.
Yeah,
Nice job.
something like that. Except the teachers.
But-
Except the teachers.
But maybe not inappropriate, but how about like sites where, you know, they're not really doing the work. So like YouTube could be educational, but then, you know, they could be watching like music videos or something. Yeah, and then
In finding references, they are quite busy because they have to make a reading log and they also have to make a mind mapping. So I also go around the class.
I see. So
These kids are actually doing the work.
yeah, that's right.
So I think they do not have any time to open.
So keep them busy and
Keep them busy.
keep an
That's
eye.
right. Make sure
Keep an
their
eye
task
on
is.
this.
Now, some of those students in the picture on the right are sitting on the floor.
Yeah, I
Is it-
allow them.
Is it because they feel more comfortable?
Yeah, and I allow them to.
They have their own seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure, of course.
They
But
just move.
they prefer to walk
I see.
on the floor, so I allow them. They can also walk outside the class.
They feel more creative.
Yes.
What type of floor is that?
Yeah.
Is that a mat type floor or what?
Linoleum?
Tile?
Tile.
Tile.
Isn't it?
Mostly tile.
Yeah, tile.
It's hot. Keep it-
Yeah, it could also be little mat type floors, which I've seen in other places.
Right.
So they're using the laptop and while they are sitting, that is mobile type or connected by wire?
Oh, no, it's
You just-
the recharger.
It's all Wi-Fi. It's all
Wi-Fi, yeah, the
Wi-Fi,
internet is Wi-Fi, yeah.
in the school.
Yes, at school.
That's the reason.
They can access internet everywhere at school,
Yeah.
Oh, I
at
see.
class,
That's
canteen,
good.
everywhere.
You can access any kind of web.
Yeah, I have.
Well,
Blocks on some,
Okay.
Block some.
except for the teachers.
Exactly.
As for the teachers. Then they also have writing conference, sharing with their friends about what they have written, and then they have to edit and revise based on teacher suggestion and peer comments. Okay, this is the sample of my student text. You can also see there on the poster. But let's us read together to know the development of my students, how to write the news item. My students all had fulfilled the requirement in the generic structure of the news item text. The first, they have written the newsworthy to recount the event in summary form, and also they have written the short headline, as you can see there, Save Our Earth by Changing Our Lifestyle. And they use the mental process to create the sense of the event. All of us know
Okay, yeah.
what happened with our Earth. Yes.
Do they get some training on software? Or are they self-taught on using software?
In IT class, they learn about how to make video.
Okay.
So we also actually, it is not integrated only with environmental education, but it is also integrated with technology class.
So English
Yeah.
and other classes.
Yes, it is integrated learning. Because in our English curriculum, the government require English to be integrated with other subjects. So the students not only learn about the linguistic aspect of the language, but also they can learn something. Because English is used as the medium of instruction in science, math, and technology class. So we help them.
That's not a language school. It's a typical public junior high school.
My school is a government school, public school.
Because every school has a special technician or engineer for preparing those
Every school has
computer-
IT teachers.
IT
Every
teachers
school has
dealing with those.
computer laboratory.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, in Japan, sometimes the specialized teachers really don't know the subject. Are they really training the subject, or is it just it's your assignment for that year that you're the IT teacher?
Making video is one
Yeah,
of
I mean, do they really are they really using teachers trained in that field?
No, technology is a compulsory subject in secondary school in Indonesia.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So IT teacher will teach IT.
Yeah, IT
every
teachers
year.
will teach IT.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No rotation.
No. No, it's the IT, because in Indonesia, if we have a master degree in English, we should teach English. If we have a master degree in IT, you should teach IT. We cannot teach other subject. Yes.
You haven't been in Japan.
My government is ready. We should not have any specialty on that. Because because our government tests the teachers based on our specialty.
Right.
Yes. We cannot teach other subjects except for insecurity. We can integrate it with other subjects,
Right.
but not teach.
We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
When we move.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sad but true.
Yes. Yeah, you can see that my students have already fulfilled the requirement in writing the news item text. They also use the material processes to build description and create action. Dying, reduce, taking, starting, changing, elaborate. And they use also essential process to create relevant information. There are also manipulation. And they also use the modal verb should to indicate methods of judgment. Which one? We should reduce the global warming effect by taking this judgment. They also use referential to build coherence. They, it, we. And they also use temporal sequence to link the information. They understand how to use to sequence the information first, second, third, finally. And the most interesting is here. They do some research on Japan.
Oh.
Yeah, this one. We can put solar panel. Okay, but the solar panel that used to convert solar energy to electricity by photovoltaic effect hasn't used in many countries, only by some advanced countries such as Japan. We're still a developing country.
Japan is very advanced.
Japan is very advanced. And
Very
then
bad, very behind too.
About solar panels.
in 1997, Japan took the lead as a country generating the most power from solar energy. There is also nuclear energy. Have you heard about it? Because we do not have any nuclear energy in our country. Nuclear energy can produce from the release of fusion and fission or radioactive decay. It can produce a very big energy, but it can also make a very big disaster. The negative effect of nuclear energy are radioactive waste and nuclear weapon. It is the course of its normal operation, and nuclear reactor produce radioactive byproducts that are extremely hazardous, like in Fukushima, Japan. So they read a lot.
That's why you didn't go.
And then this one is suggestion from the students. They also quote some sources to indicate the research. They use the projecting verbal processes. NASA stated that, and closing. So let's change our lifestyle now. The global warming is happening, and we're getting closer to the end of the earth. Big things start from little things. Let's start for ourselves. If it is not us, who else? This is students' poster. This is about car free day. This is about illegal lodging. This is about global warming. You can see the temperature on Earth. This is the air pollution.
Wow.
This one is water pollution, and this one is, I'm not an environmentalist, but I am an earth warrior. My students' achievement. In 2011, we won a competition from British Council. 3 categories. First winner is Indonesia. Teachers category, students category, and whole class category in writing description text. It's about traditional games. And the second, this year we have got an award from GlobalNet. We have gold medal in this project, environmental education. And then we have got an award from Project Earth as the top winner award of Indonesia on environmental project. Our school name are in Rio, Brazil. Yes. And then we have got an award as a runner-up to draw a poster in Penang, Malaysia this year in environmental conference, youth environmental conference.
In Malaysia.
In Malaysia, in Penang.
Amen.
This is my student voice.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear JALTOmiya School, MCO opinion of global warming. Global warming is global catastrophe and it affects the whole world. It doesn't only affect one country or one continent but the whole world. The Earth is getting older and it's starting to decay. But back in the days, the Earth was full of various animals and plants. The Earth is getting worse because of human activities. For instance, uncontrollable technology. It causes CO2 accumulation and also development of unsuitable metabolism makes the Earth hotter and colder. And even greenhouse effects, which is really dangerous. Greenhouse effects existed by the accumulation of sunlight diffraction in atmosphere, then followed by water vapor, CO2, sulfur dioxide, and methane. Greenhouse effect is the main cause of global warming. It manifests glacier melts, avalanche, water vaporizes, and might drown islands. It will eventually lead the Earth to extinction. As the studies, we have the responsibility to fix the Earth to save our Earth from destruction. Also to participate from little things, which will lead to big things, such as not littering, plant some seeds, and free art. I believe that all can explore our ideas and skills, like converting natural gas into biofuel or gas. Hand in hand to help our planet Earth, generally and don't give up to save the Earth. Every big move starts from little steps. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
This is our school. They are the winning team for drawing contest.
These are the school uniform too.
Yes, school uniform. Be a hero for our future.
Very nice.
This is students web, you can visit and you can read my students work there. It's my on class blog, kid blog, and then you can also visit our Weebly. The Weebly is the blog which won the competition from Project Earth and GlobalNet. And Snap Pages is the blog that the students write about our own culture. And you can see the British Council page where we win the competition to write about traditional game, and then travel guide to introduce our city to other countries in the British pages. So the conclusion, the result revealed that in general, the study has shown that the teaching program of integrated English and environmental education under GBA can help the students to raise their awareness on environmental issue. So GBA has fulfilled student expectation in learning English and environmental education by engaging them in meaningful activities through the stages of the teaching cycle. With regard to the students' development in writing the text, it is found that after they have gone through the stages in writing, the students could improve their ability in writing a news item text. The students had applied the appropriate schematic structures, social function, and the linguistic aspect of the news item text, and the students that had achieved their purpose, that to inform readers, viewers, listeners about the event of the day, which are considered newsworthy or important. And pertaining to the students' response on the program, some of the students said that it's very tired, but it seemed that the students generally pleased with the integrated learning teaching program. Students found an enriching way to connect their appreciation of the improvement to another subject in learning English. The innovative instructional strategies activities which were designed by the teacher had motivated students to learn both English and environmental education. So the students found that they do not learn English, but they can also learn other subjects through English. So thank you very much. If you have any question, it is my pleasure. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
The course you've just shown us is this genre-based course. Is there another separate grammar-based course, or is this the English class?
This is the English class.
I see. That's great.
And what's the size of the class?
28.
Wow.
How many times do you meet a week for English?
3 times a week each. Yeah, 3 times a
Three
week.
times 80 minutes.
Each
80 minutes.
meeting is about 18 minutes.
80 minutes. Is there any break
Uh,
during the 80 minutes? Do you have like 40
Sometimes,
if necessary?
depending to the schedule from
Yeah.
the
The teacher
school.
can decide.
No, we have a school schedule,
I see.
and sometimes it's break, sometimes.
I see.
What's the general image of English with students?
My students' motivation, actually most of the students' motivation in learning English in Indonesia is very high, especially now, because our government wants that the students to have a direct exposure in learning English, and our government required the schools, especially the school in big city, to have school sister partner from other countries. So it enhances the student motivation to learn English because they have to communicate with their friends in other countries, because they post their work on British Council page and our web blog, and our sister school partner can visit and make a comment, and they can communicate in the blog and in the British Council pages, and they also have a Skype meeting with other school in other country at least once a month. And then we are going to visit Korea next month to Busan to visit our sister school there, and we have traditional dance performance and everything for 2 weeks. And then Korean students will also come to my school for homestaying for next year. something like
Wow.
that. So students' motivation to learn English is very high.
So each public school in Indonesia has a
Yeah.
sister school
Yes.
in another
Yes.
country. And that other school doesn't have to be in an English speaking country.
No.
Korean.
No.
So
We have sisters. Most of our sisters is from Malaysia and Singapore because it's near.
Mhm.
And we have also in Australia. Next year we are going to go to Australia, and we are going to perform traditional dance in Darling Harbour. And we're also going to visit our sister school in Baltimore, in Sydney.
How afraid or how much confidence do your students have to talking to a foreigner?
Yeah.
I mean, if
In
they're
English.
out in English, do
Yes.
they have the confidence to talk to
Yes.
foreigners?
Yes.
I mean, that's something very lacking here.
Yes, because we have a lot of contacts with other students from other countries, and our sister school also visit us and homestaying in our students' house, so they get used to the foreigners,
Who pays the travel expenses? Their parents?
their parents.
I have very good impression of this education system. Because this system is very efficient. You learn English and also environment. And also, when we learn English
It's
itself is a purpose. But in this system, English is just a tool, not just a tool, but they have a very clear target, or
Yes.
they have a very good
Yeah.
purpose to express their opinion by using English. So this is very
Actually,
efficient.
not only GBA that has this kind of system, but also content based,
Yeah.
and also content and language integrated learning in Europe, and language cross curriculum,
Yes.
and language art.
So you do think that
Well, a lot of-
Almost the same, yeah.
And a lot of it- a lot of it's
There is
a
one
different way to
umbrella for
label
that
the same thing,
integrated
right?
learning,
Yeah.
but we call it this.
Exactly.
STEM.
having different subjects in English doesn't help.
Yeah.
Students.
Yes. We do not only integrate English with environmental education, but it depends on the kind of the text. In explanation, we integrate English with biology. We learn about human reproduction system. It's very
In English.
interesting in English.
That's why it's in English.
Yeah.
See that being a problem.
We learn about human reproduction system in writing explanation. And then in procedure, we can integrate with physics teachers. We learn about temperature and its measurement, and then about science experiment. And we can also learn narrative in mathematics.
So some of those other subjects lessons will be in English, not the whole year.
Yes, there is starting in 2006 that English is used as a medium of instruction for science, math, and technology.
From the beginning to the end.
Yes.
Oh, English.
Yes.
I see. Really nice. In my country, only English schools, only English high schools have that.
It's since from junior high school.
But you're saying that as a public and as a junior high school, and that's all over the so it's a different level. And how many non-Indonesian teachers do you have in school?
We don't have.
Zero.
All government teachers. But we have training outside the country. The government send us every year to Adelaide, Australia to have training in Flinders.
Oh,
Yes.
you must go.
And I went to
Yeah.
Sydney University last month to have
That's so
training
fun.
about GBA for a month. And math teachers, science teachers go to Malaysia to have training there, to Singapore, and also
When Indonesian teachers go to Singapore.
next year, my government said they will send us to UK. Yeah.
In Singapore and Malaysia.
Project.
Yeah, because since this new, I love this president. Since Reformation and after we have this new president, SBA, He's really good and he really concerned on education.
So I guess that the many students try to be a teacher after they graduate school because a teacher should be a
Yes.
very good profession.
Yes, and since this policy before 2000, in my university, Indonesia Education University, only students from villages want to be teachers. But now in Indonesia Education University, you can see a lot of new and branded cars parking owned by the students of education. This is prestigious profession now in Indonesia because our government also give us a reward. If we have a lot of achievement, they will double our salary.
Wow.
Double our salary.
I think the more you work in Japan, the less.
That's right.
You work too much.
Yeah, they will
So-
double our salary.
So a teacher in Indonesia does make a comfortable salary for supporting their
Yes,
family.
if they have a lot of achievement. But if they not, they will in the standard salary and they will transfer to remote area.
Really significant.
But how can you evaluate how much level you achieve? That for the teacher or student?
Do they pass tests or?
Yes, we have to. Indonesian teacher should pass the test every year.
Every
We have teachers competencies examination every year.
Wow.
So your teacher's license is for 1 year.
Yeah. Every year we have
That's
examination.
If you don't pass the test, you lose.
We lose our double salary.
Very severe.
If you do not pass the test, next year we cannot get our double salary, just the standard salary.
So you continue being a teacher, you continue teaching, you're just receiving. less
Yeah,
money.
only standard salary.
Now,
And we cannot teach at favorite schools.
We do have that here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tend to send the less accomplished teachers to where they're least needed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, what's your impression with Japanese people's English? Do you think our English, generally speaking, people on the streets?
Here,
Yeah.
I think in this city better.
Yeah.
As you.
Well,
in
we cannot-
Sapporo, I cannot understand what they are talking about.
Right.
In Aikido, I cannot understand. Here, I can understand. I think, but it's an impression that because in Indonesia also there are a lot of Japanese work there, and we also every year we have also volunteer teachers for science and math from Japan, from JICA. Yeah, from JICA, so we have Japanese teacher at our school for science, and they cannot speak English. And when I speak English, they also reply in Bahasa Indonesia, and I say, why you cannot speak English? I don't want to learn English. I prefer to learn your language. Okay, yes. So they prefer to learn our language than to learn English. I don't know why. But they can speak Bahasa Indonesia well. They can
Really?
speak. Even they learn how to they learn our tribe language. They can. I don't understand why they have English.
So how many languages does the average Indonesian person speak?
Actually, English is our third language.
Third.
Third language because our first language is our mother tongue, our tribe language, our local language, and the second is our national language, Bahasa Indonesia. And third is English.
Local dialect.
Yeah, local dialect.
Standard
Yeah.
Indonesian.
So how many languages do you speak?
Three. My mother language, Indonesia, and English.
What other languages, foreign languages are popular?
The popular now is French, because we have French Culture Center in Bandung, and then Japanese maybe one of the option. Then Chinese because we have link for business.
Are there many Chinese Indonesian?
Actually, my grandmother is half Chinese.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah. We have a lot of Indonesian Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
those videos, do they edit them at home or at school?
Now at school with the IT teachers.
Oh, really?
Ah, you got nice IT teachers.
Yeah.
They get the double salary.
I think I have to. Yeah, that's right. They
Yeah,
should get
because
double
if they
salary.
don't want to do
They
that,
do
they
double
will
work.
lose their double salary.
There you go. No,
That keeps you working, definitely.
Yeah. So we have to because before we start our new school year, 1 month before that we have teachers meeting, and we have to design a lesson plan together in the meeting for 1 year. And yeah, for 1
So
year.
one day meeting,
No, 3 days.
3 days.
Oh.
3 days meeting for we have to design for 1 year, and we do not only discuss with the other English teachers, but also we discuss with other teachers which subject that we can integrate.
Yeah.
How often do you change your curriculum then? Like, so the curriculum of this environmental genre.
Once a year we think about
Think about it.
lesson plan.
How many years will you do the environmental studies?
It's depend on the discussion with the other teachers. This year what we are going to integrate. And,
Right.
this is, I don't do this environmental education integrated with English this year, but this year I integrated with the local language subject because I want to my students to write about their own culture to
Right.
make them easy to introduce their own culture if they interact with the other students from other countries, because there is also a premise from our government that the students should know their own culture before they are being a global citizen, because they should know their own identity, but they should be able to express it in English.
Yeah, there's actually similar work being done in Hokkaido with the Ainu language.
Yeah.
So
Revitalization efforts there.
at my class, they learn about traditional dances, how to do
Yeah.
the traditional dance, but in English.
Mm-hmm.
So they can communicate, can introduce about traditional dance to the foreign.
Right.
Yeah.
Although you've won so many awards using the previous curriculum, you feel comfortable trying something new and not repeating the successful year from last year, right?
Yeah.
Now, I noticed that there were different school uniforms and different pictures.
We have
Is it like
3 uniforms.
for one?
This uniform is used from Monday to Thursday. We have Muslim clothes on Friday.
Friday is a holiday.
Muslim, not holiday, but Muslim clothes. We
Like
have
a
to
holiday.
wear Muslim
Only-
clothes
only Friday.
Holy Friday.
Only Friday. And we wear our traditional clothes, batik, on Tuesday.
Wow.
The headscarf is optional.
No, it's
For all girls,
yeah.
No, no.
She's Muslim, but she doesn't wear.
I see.
There's one girl who's not wearing the scarf.
It depends on the
Depend-
student. Their
The one
choice.
In Indonesia, Indonesia is the biggest population of Muslim in the world, but we are more moderate than the other Muslim countries. You can see if you go to Indonesia that there are a lot of Muslim who do not wear. I don't wear scarf. Because our government is not strict, and our government gives us independence to choose whether we want to wear or not. And also our parents, my parents also give me independence whether I can use it or not. As long as I can behave myself as a Muslim, yes, and I cannot eat pork and I here I can only eat seafood and fish because I am worried about the meat here.
Yeah.
It's something like that. But we still do our rules in the religion, but regarding to our appearance, we can.
If a student
It is our independence.
is not a Muslim, you mentioned that on Friday they have.
But on Friday, because it is our sacred day,
Secular.
so everybody wear it.
No matter the religion.
No, for Christian, no.
So if I'm a Christian and I go to your school, even
Well,
if
we
it's
have a lot
Friday,
of Christian students at my school. We have also expatriate there. We have American there, Australian, Indian. They do not have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on Friday, what do they wear?
yeah.
Just normal.
normal.
Yeah.
When I visited Malaysia, on the Friday afternoon, all the
Because
men should go to the
yes,
temple.
because yes, true.
Ah.
Is it the
Because
same as here?
yeah, because on Friday we only have a half day school.
Mhm.
Because half day on Friday. Because
Why?
because at Cholam every man has go to the mosque for praying.
So you have Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday off.
Oh. Wow.
Wow.
And double salary.
Double salary.
Double salary.
Don't forget the double salary.
Sorry for the sudden
Yes.
subject change, but I wanted to ask about the literature and the framework that you presented for genre-based teaching. Is that something that you've learned in teachers' college or in-school trainings or government trainings? Where does that come from?
Oh. In university we have got SFL as our subject.
Right.
We take English education, and also our government give us a training. We have a teachers development program and also workshop. The teachers development program is done in 3 years.
Okay.
3 years for one class. So the teachers should go through 3 years to have a teachers development program.
So that's after graduation from university?
After they are being a teacher.
Wow, 3 years.
3 years, and also less what's that? We have a training. We have training from the government for teachers development. They give us theories of teaching,
Right.
methodology and pedagogy, and they observe us in classroom. So
How-
the professor
how
from
often-
university
yeah.
come to our classroom and watch us.
Like that.
behind.
How often does that happen during those 3 years?
The professors from university come to observe for about once in a month
Once a month?
to see how the development of the teachers.
In most public schools here in Japan, the local municipal board of education will designate a retired teacher, not a university professor, but a retired teacher as a mentor. And that mentor will meet the person once a week or watch a lesson once a week. Sometimes it's once every other week though.
Because it is said that the university professors shouldn't hide behind the university wall and then think
Yeah.
only about theories. They should know.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
Both
all.
ways,
That's
both
great.
ways, actually.
Yeah, we say that.
Great opportunity
We
for
have-
them to learn.
They shouldn't
They are
only
learning.
think about
Okay, yeah.
theories. They
Good
should know
idea.
how it applies in the classroom.
Because they prepare new teachers.
Yes.
They should know
So sometimes the professor from university teach at our school and show how to teach,
Oh.
and the teachers show.
Yeah.
That would be something to see.
Yeah, in Indonesia like
It
that.
doesn't happen.
Well, it couldn't.
In Indonesia like that. So the professor from university come to a school and teach in front of our students, and we watch them.
That's good.
Wow, that's excellent. That's wonderful.
Yes.
many university professors here don't have to teach classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have the
Because they
class
don't
to
need it.
teach. Yes.
That's the structure they've had for the last 30 years.
And sometimes we also invite the lecturers from other countries to give us lectures for the pedagogy. We have a really close connection with Sydney University and Melbourne University. Actually, there is one professor from Japan, from Kobe University, Roger Palmer.
Professor Palmer.
Yeah. Roger came to my school twice last year and did some observation. And also he has joined research with Indonesia Education University for teachers development.
It's funny because the first few slides that you showed us, especially the first one with the excerpt from your government's mandate on English education, there are some themes that the Japanese Ministry of Education, there are some themes that are kind of similar. But then when you look at things like explicitly talking about genre-based teaching. That doesn't exist over here. We've just now implemented the new course of study, which talks heavily about integration of skills, but it's still clearly focused on a language classroom. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
but also you have the fact that I think they're implementing a program while Japan's giving lip service.
Yes, yes. Well, and that is very true, because it's kind of, when the government hands that down, it's only an idea, and it doesn't come with training hours and trainers and things like that.
To prepare the teachers is a long process for our government. They have to train math and science teachers to be able to teach in English.
Right, well, yeah, that's amazing.
At first, it's a very big problem for the teachers of science, math, and technology to teach in English. But after the years passed by, they began to enjoy it.
Yeah.
What Brad is trying to say is that the theory is similar between the two governments, Japan and Indonesia, but everything that we just talked about, how many years and how many ways they are, and the double side and everything, that's missing, right? That part.
Yes.
It's not
There is no reward and punishment maybe here, because in Indonesia we have reward and punishment.
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 Well, and that's very true. There's not really recourse for administrators here when a teacher says, "I won't do this." An administrator's hand is tied. You know?
But there is the fact that in Japan, you cannot, a teacher cannot be required to let an observer in their room, basically. There's a rule against that someplace in some regulation.
Yeah.
And you cannot evaluate a teacher. You cannot do a real evaluation of teaching in Japan.
You can only give advice.
It's by seniority.
Yeah, culturally too, there's, the onus is on the student. If the student fails, it's the student's fault here in Japan.
In Indonesia, if the student fails, teacher's fault.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and in
It is
the
your
United
fault.
States, yeah.
You cannot do anything.
You spend 4 days and a half a week with them, and you couldn't prepare them.
And the most interesting in Indonesia that every year the students has to write a questionnaire about the teachers, which one they like, which one they don't like, and how the teachers' performance at class, and the principal will evaluate it every year, and we have bad score from students. What happened? Yes, every year they give questionnaire to students, so the students can fill it, and this teacher is not good in teaching, it's so boring.
They don't need to write their names.
They do.
But here in Saitama City Junior High Schools, we try to link, we try to integrate English for communication purposes with other subjects, and we plan the whole year, and we can only do like one lesson with another subject, and it's a big pain. It's a process, and everything is in place for you guys. Everything is already there, done. Yes, we can take this discussion to different things.
Not for a while.
We're sitting.